Hello, and welcome to Hits and Hotspots, a focusing tool. I'm Pat Schoonover with FutureLink and with the Center for Creative Learning. I'll be guiding you through this process, and I hope that this clarifies the tool Hits and Hotspots for you. There are a few things that you'll need when you do this tool. First, take out your Thinking Tool guides. Find the Hits and Hotspots overview and the Hits and Hotspots poster if it helps. These are the cherry color or dark red. Also, you'll need a list of generated options, markers or sticky dots, and review the guidelines for focusing. Keep some of these things in mind. Remember your basic guidelines for focusing options, and very important to remember is to use affirmative judgment. You'll find this listed in your textbook. Determine your purpose or your goal and state it very clearly. If you're working by yourself, write it down. Always be aware of your thinking. This is the metacognition. And your progress while you apply this tool or any tool. And be prepared to modify your approach as necessary. Allow time to debrief your use of the process and your progress on the task. Always think about, is this the right tool? And this is what I mean about modifying your approach. You may need a different tool for this. After using any tool, think very deliberately about what steps you might take next and other tools you may need to use, especially as you go through the creative problem-solving process. Hits and Hotspots is used whenever you've generated a lot of options and you need a very efficient way to screen the list. It can also be used to select a very specific set of options for more consideration or discussion. You might also want to use it to see which ideas really stand out or sparkle. Or use it when many of the options you've generated just seem to overlap. You can also use it when the number of ideas seems really overwhelming and you just need to compress some of these ideas. It's time to get ready with the materials. Have colored markers that are different from what you use to record your options, or use those brightly colored sticky dots that you can find at office supply stores. Now it's time to prepare your group and you. Once you've generated some options, be ready to explain the idea of a hit. A hit is an option that is, for example, on target, appealing, original, fascinating, exciting, on the money, it heads in the right direction, fits just right, it's interesting. Any of these things might be a hit. And now you're going to be ready to look for hits. Make sure that everyone has 3 or 4 colored sticky dots or markers of the agreed upon hits color or colors. And when I say that, I mean this. If you have a group of 5 to 7 people, this might be the number 3 to 4 that they would want to choose for hits. Give everyone time to review the options and decide for themselves which ones might be a hit. Examine all the hits and decide whether some are similar and can be put into groups. Each group that includes several related hits is a hotspot. Remember, each group of related hits is a hotspot. Hotspots are groups or clusters of hits that all fit together because of a common theme or meaning. Now you can name the hotspots. Give it a title. When forming hotspots, be sure that each cluster has only one theme. You can identify as many hotspots as you wish, but you may want to combine some if they're similar to each other. And now here are some things to consider. Always remember to number the options as you generate them. This makes it easier to sort them into hits and hotspots. The more people you have participating in the focusing session, the fewer number of hits you might ask each person to identify. The more options you are considering, the greater the number of hits each person might mark. You can also have people weight their preferences by assigning more than one dot to highly appealing options. And you should always identify hits, then look for hot spots, remembering that hot spots are a group of hits. Vary the way hits are marked by color-coding the dots or markers. For example, use green dots to mark positive options, but very common, and use red dots to mark hot new possibilities, things that are very, very novel that you might want to consider later. And now it's your turn. Remember to refer to your thinking tool guides as you move through the tools. And this includes especially this tool or any tool. You can also go to the Center for Creative Learning at www.creativelearning.com to find more interesting free PDFs about the tools. Also, feel free to contact me at futurelink@charter.net or pscuno@uwsp.edu. Thank you.